Shorty, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need, lady.
Girl, in spite of my behavior, say I'm a savior.
You must be sent from up above,
and you appear to me so tender. Say, girl, I surrender.
Thanks for giving me your love.
Girl, in spite of my behavior, you are my savior.
You must be sent from up above.
Shaggy doing Angel right here on Dan Radio Style. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. I certainly am, full of shizzle. Want to say just a quick thank you to, there's some people out there that just really seem to have my back and care about me. Thank you guys. Seriously, just wow. Really just awe-inspired, and I think you probably know who you are. Yeah, that being said, designing the ideal mate. I got a few questions about this concept. I guess I mentioned it in one of my recent videos. And they kind of say, hey, can you talk a little bit about that? So let's talk about designing the ideal mate, the ideal person, the ideal, and nothing's perfect. So I don't ever want anyone to, oh, there's no such thing as, right, I agree. There's no such thing as perfect. That's a misnomer for sure. But there are, like, the ideal for your life path and you for them. Like, there's that ideal match. And generally, that's how relationships work. You need to sort of be, you know, pretty good together. Otherwise, it doesn't work out. So one of the things that really helps us get to that place, now, again, just a quick sidestep, right? If you've got a specific person that you care about, I want you to sort of imagine the ideal situation, not necessarily them, right? Like, because it may very well be mostly them anyway, but what we're dealing with here is your ideal, what you really like, what really makes you happy. So some of the examples that I kind of would cover some of this, like what are their physical requirements, right? Should they be healthier? Should they be, you know, vegetarian? Should they be, well, that's not really fit. That's kind of a lifestyle choice, but should they be like gym people, or maybe they're more of a couch surfer too? You know, like, what are you kind of looking for in that physical arena? Are they pretty? Are they cute? Are they handsome? Are they, they have to have red hair or some sort of thing, right? Like, who knows? But kind of think about what it is about the physical traits, physical qualities that you really like about someone else, right? Like if you're, you know, it's like every time you see like X type of person, you're like, hey, oh, wow, meow, you know, woot, woot, right? Like some of those cartoons where your eyes bug out, all that cool stuff. What are some of the emotional things that maybe they need to fit, right? Like, do they need to be sensitive? Do they need to listen to your stories every day because you're going to have them, and it's a very important part of your world to be able to communicate and really connect on that level and kind of really share the day? Like, then you probably want to be with someone that can truly appreciate and love that aspect, right? So what sort of emotional needs do you need or require to be in a happy, fulfilled, loving relationship? Do you need to hear I love you 12 times a day? Do you need to get roses on certain holidays and whatnot? Those are important things to think about. There's no right or wrong answers, by the way. It's like, what do you like? What about their intellectual prowess, right? How smart are they? How snappy are they? How funny are they? How are, you know, I think I kind of see all that in similar ways, but do they need to be of a certain level of intelligence? Are you hoping to be the smarter one in the relationship? Maybe you like a dumber guy, or maybe, you know, you like a dumber girl, or whatever the case is, because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel right. I mean, I'm not saying that's healthy. I'm just saying I know people like this. So again, what kind of intellectual requirements of this ideal person do you have? Kind of think about it. Come up with some. It's a good idea. Write them down, make a list. That's what I'm talking about. All this stuff: physical, emotional, intellectual, social. How are they in circles? How are they with people? How are they with others? How are they as far as, do they have friends? Do you absolutely despise their friends, or do you love their friends, right? Do you want to have this melding of worlds? The ideal situation, I'm not actually, yeah. So the melding of worlds where maybe your friends and their friends, and now all of a sudden we've got all these extra friends and we get to hang out with everybody's friends and life's groovy. Like, what sort of social things are required? Do you like to go out a lot? Do you like to eat out a lot? Do you like to go to clubs a lot? Do you like to go dancing a lot? Do you like to drink a lot? I mean, those kinds of things are going to matter in a relationship, especially if you want to have like a healthy one, right? So good things to think about, those social circles. Now, a couple last ones here. These are kind of more, these are some of the tougher ones from what I gather from some of the comments and from some of the questions I get. But cultural, sometimes there's a cultural problem, right? And you probably want to try to work out what's the ideal cultural situation. Are they going to be of your ethnicity? Are they going to be of your country? Are they going to be of your neighborhood, of your city? What does it matter? I mean, of cultural, like age isn't really in that, but kind of could be, right? Just the way someone kind of behaves from a standpoint of how grown up they are and what references they may understand. Who knows, right? But these kinds of differences, it's good to think about what the ideal would be, right? Paint it out. Religious. You got some sort of religious-y thing that needs to be matched, or maybe you're spiritual, and the fact that they might be religious might be, like wherever you are on that whole scope of things, like whatever it is. There's no right or wrong answers. Kind of figure out what it is that matters to you. Understand these are the core kind of things that I need from my person, from my man, from my whatever, my mate. So they're going to have, you have your physical qualities, you're going to have your emotional qualities, your intellectual qualities, your social qualities, your cultural qualities, and your religious qualities. Now, some of these may not matter. Some of them might big time. So whatever. Make out your list. Now, here's the cool part about all this. Now, one, you're imagining this type of person you're basically, in my mind, letting the universe know, hey, here's what I really want. I've got it on a paper. This is my ideal situation. This is what my mate is going to be. And the best part is in how you create it and really taking it to that next level. And this is the fun part. And oftentimes the part that people are like, oh, I don't want to do all that. But you've got to be what it is that you're trying to attract, or that you want to attract. Like, you have to be this ideal mate as well. So if the physical qualities, for example, is they need to be in shape, then yeah, you need to make sure you're in shape as well. You need to be doing that kind of stuff, because what you are and what you are being is what you are attracting back. It's what you're creating more of in your life. It's how you get that energy coming into your life, like immediately. You be what it is that you're trying to attract or hoping to attract. You be it, and thusly you become more attractive. If there's some sort of emotional thing where you need to listen, then you need to probably find somebody that you can be really like, oh yeah, no, because maybe your best friend's been trying to talk to you a lot lately and you haven't been listening, right? You haven't been listening to her. It's been a little short, I don't have time for this. Yet you want to be with a man who will listen to you, even though he might be busy too. So be more of that. Listen to your friend now. Might suck, but you got to get through it, because that's what you want, right? So we need to be what we're trying to attract. Intellectual, I don't know, maybe it's reading, maybe it's making sure you're writing new jokes, whatever the thing is with the intellect. I mean, just keep being what you are, keep studying what you're into, keep growing and evolving, and you will make that much more of an interesting conversation when you are with this person, when they are there finally. Socially, if you want them to be like the life of the party and all that, well, then, kind of maybe be a little more outgoing too. Now, you don't necessarily have to be the life of the party, but you want to be more of that energy. You want to be more of that, like crawling out of the dark shadows and actually let people see you in daylight, like just saying that kind of stuff actually helps. It gets you out there. And if you want to meet someone social, you're not going to meet them in a dark room. You're going to meet them at a social event. That's where social people end up, is at social events. So you kind of got to become social a little bit. You don't have to like it, but you got to get out there. You got to get out there and do it. And cultural and religious, there you go. I mean, those are the ones that, pretty much, those are pretty strict ones, like, but again, if we can be more of what it is that we're trying to attract, or that we like to be with, which is why we're making this list, when we act more like it, we attract that to us. If you've got an SP already, someone in mind, maybe it's an ex, they will start to gravitate towards your story. We've talked about creating our own stories. They will start to gravitate towards you. You've now made like a declaration, and if they do care about you, they're definitely wanting to, do the right thing by you. It's just on a higher level, right? So it tends to gravitate that way. When you're very specific about what you'd like, it tends to work to your advantage in a very life. Like, it opens up. It's like the curtain parts, right? And then it's like, wow, look at that. Look at all that cool stuff back there. So very cool stuff. Hopefully it makes a difference. Going out with a song that's like just brought back like major memories for me, man. It was awesome. Glenn Medeiros, Nothing's gonna change my love for you. It's right here on Dan Radio Style.
Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You wanna know by now how much I love you. One thing you can be sure of, I've never asked for more than your